Americans don't buy pickup trucks because they need them. That's the lie everyone outside the US believes. Most pickup trucks in America will never haul lumber, never tow a trailer, never leave pavement. And yet, they outsell sedans, hatchbacks, and sometimes even SUVs. In some years, the best-selling vehicle in the entire United States isn't a car at all. It's a pickup truck. That should feel strange. Because if you zoom out, it makes no sense. Until you understand what pickup trucks actually represent. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. If you've ever wondered why Americans willingly spend $70,000 on a vehicle they don't technically need, keep watching. Because by the end of this story, you'll realize pickup trucks aren't about work. They're about identity. And that's way more powerful. Picture a Walmart parking lot in suburban Texas. It's noon. The sun is brutal. The asphalt is shimmering. You'll see lifted trucks parked next to spotless trucks, chrome everywhere, oversized tires, bedliners that have never been scratched. Now picture a parking lot in rural Pennsylvania. Different accent, different politics, same trucks. Or a Home Depot in Arizona. Or a high school football game in Alabama. Same pattern. Pickups aren't regional anymore, they're national. That didn't happen by accident. America's relationship with pickup trucks started long before they became lifestyle vehicles. In the early 20th century, trucks were tools, farm equipment on wheels. Henry Ford's early pickups were built for farmers, ranchers, and tradesmen. People who needed to haul feed, tools, wood, or livestock. Back then, cars were luxury. Trucks were necessity. They were loud, slow, uncomfortable. Nobody romanticized them. But something changed after World War II. America exploded outward. Suburbs, highways, new homes. Men came back from war wanting space, independence, and control. And the pickup truck fit that feeling perfectly. It wasn't just transportation. It was capability. You could move things, build things, fix things, even if you didn't. And that, even if, is where obsession starts. By the 1970s, pickup trucks were no longer just for farms. They were everywhere. Gas was cheap. Land was cheap. Regulations were looser. Manufacturers realized something important. Trucks weren't held to the same fuel economy standards as cars. That meant bigger engines, more power, more profit, and American buyers loved it. But the real shift happened in the 1990s. This is where pickup trucks stopped being tools and became symbols. Ford redesigned the F-150 to look aggressive. Chevy leaned into bold styling. Dodge made trucks look muscular and unapologetic. These weren't quiet vehicles anymore. They were statements. Driving a pickup said something about you, even if nobody asked. It said you were capable, self-reliant, not afraid of dirt. That message landed hard in a country built on individualism. Here's the part that gets uncomfortable. For a lot of Americans, pickup trucks filled a psychological gap. As office jobs replaced manual labor, something was lost. People worked behind desks, on screens, in climate-controlled buildings. The truck became a reminder of physical work, even if the work never happened. Owning a pickup felt like owning the option. I could haul something if I needed to. I could help someone move. I could escape the city. That could matters. It's potential. And potential feels powerful. Now let's talk numbers. In the US, pickup trucks regularly dominate sales charts. The Ford F-Series alone has been America's best-selling vehicle for decades. Not model, vehicle. That means it outsells every sedan, SUV, and crossover. And it does it at massive profit margins. Trucks are cash machines. Manufacturers know this, so they started loading trucks with features. Leather seats, panoramic roofs, massive touchscreens. Some pickups today are more luxurious than German sedans, and Americans buy them. Why? Because trucks evolved without losing their image. They became comfortable without becoming soft. That balance is rare. Now let's talk about geography. America is huge, really huge. Long distances, wide roads, parking lots designed for big vehicles. In many places, driving a compact car feels out of place. A pickup fits the scale of the country. You don't feel oversized, you feel matched. In places like Montana, Wyoming, or West Texas, trucks aren't optional. They're practical. But in cities like Nashville, Denver, or Phoenix, trucks became aspirational. They signal lifestyle. Outdoorsy, rugged, independent. Even if your biggest adventure is a Costco run. And here's where things get emotional. Pickup trucks became tied to masculinity. Fair or not, true or not, it happened. Advertising leaned into it hard. Deep voices, gravel roads, men building, fixing, pulling, rescuing. Trucks weren't sold as vehicles. They were sold as proof you could handle things. That matters in a culture where many people feel powerless. Now, add politics. Pickups became visual markers. Rural versus urban. Blue collar versus white collar. A pickup truck started saying more than the driver intended. And that only intensified attachment. Because when something feels judged, people cling to it harder. Trucks became defiant. A way to say, this is who I am. Even when gas prices spiked. Even when critics complained. Now, here's the problem. Pickup trucks got big. Really big. So big that they're harder to park. Harder to maneuver. More expensive. And yet, sales didn't slow. That confused a lot of analysts. Why would people buy vehicles that are less convenient? Because convenience isn't the goal. Security is. Psychological security. Sitting higher feels safer. Being bigger feels safer. In uncertain times, that matters. After 9/11s, after the 2008 crash, during the pandemic, truck sales surged. That's not coincidence. When the world feels unstable, people gravitate toward things that feel strong. Pickup trucks feel strong, even standing still. Now let's explore the other side. Not everyone loves this. Critics argue trucks are inefficient, bad for the environment, overkill for daily life. And they're not wrong. But logic doesn't drive obsession. Emotion does. And trucks are emotional products. They represent freedom, the open road. The idea that you're not stuck, that you could leave if you wanted. That fantasy is powerful, especially in a society where many people feel trapped by jobs, debt, or routines. Now let's talk about evolution. Pickup trucks adapted without losing their core. They added 4 doors, then crew cabs, then luxury trims, then tech. They became family vehicles without calling themselves family vehicles. That was genius. SUVs did the same thing, but trucks kept the edge. They never pretended to be something else. They stayed trucks. Now here's a story that explains it all. Imagine 2 neighbors in a Midwest suburb, same income, same house size. One drives a midsize sedan, the other drives a pickup. Nobody comments on the sedan, everyone comments on the truck. Nice ride. What do you tow? That thing's a beast. The truck gets attention. Attention reinforces choice. Choice becomes identity. Identity becomes obsession. That's the cycle. And automakers fuel it. Limited editions, off-road packages, heritage trims. Every truck tells a story. You're not buying transportation, you're buying membership. Now let's hit the turning point, electric trucks. On paper, they shouldn't work. Quiet, heavy, tech-driven. But when electric pickups launched, something surprising happened. People got excited because torque is instant, power is massive. Electric trucks didn't kill the idea of trucks, they amplified it. And that tells you everything. The obsession isn't about engines, it's about what trucks symbolize: capability, independence, control. Even as the technology changes, the emotion stays. Here's the climax. Americans aren't obsessed with pickup trucks because they're practical. They're obsessed because trucks let people feel prepared. Prepared for work. Prepared for emergencies. Prepared for a version of themselves they believe in, even if that version only exists on weekends or in their head. Pickup trucks sell a story where you're not just surviving, you're capable. And in a world that often feels overwhelming, that story is worth the price. That's why pickup trucks dominate. That's why criticism doesn't slow them down. That's why they keep getting bigger, more expensive, and more popular. They're not just vehicles, they're emotional armor. And once you understand that, the obsession makes perfect sense. If you want to see how one specific pickup truck completely redefined this obsession and changed the market forever, watch the next video on your screen. Subscribe for more deep automotive and cultural stories. And comment below what pickup trucks represent to you: practicality, identity, or something else entirely.